and welcome to my review of the Parachute Percale Sheet Set. I am here on my queen size bed. I got a queen size sheet set. It comes with a fitted sheet, a flat top sheet, and 2 envelope pillowcases. As we can see, they open in the back. I've never used this type of pillowcase before. I'm used to the ones that open in the side, but this is very good. It's very secure on the pillows. And I have very old pillows, don't judge me. But so first impression, when I opened the package, I was aware that it was a pretty high quality fabric. These are pretty solid, very thick, well, not thick, a thin material, very breathable. I'll get into that in a second. But just a very high quality fabric, 100% organic long staple cotton. And percale, which I was formerly unaware of, is a type of weave, a type of woven fabric. It can be multiple different types of fiber, but it's usually cotton. And these particular ones are, of course, 100% organic cotton. Very high quality, very light, very breathable stuff. When I first opened them, I noticed that they were very high quality. I, of course, gave them a wash and put them on my bed. Night one, I had my partner stay over so that we could get 2 opinions. And we both were kind of like not totally sold right at the beginning, if I'm being completely transparent. They do have a starchy, sort of crisp feel to them. If you're a fan of hotel sheets, then these are definitely gonna be right up your alley. I am used to my bamboo sheets that are kind of a more silky vibe. I will say that percale has some advantages. It was much easier to make my bed. I will insert a clip of me making my bed there. And it lays flatter, it's easier to tuck in. With the silky ones, they kind of snag and they kind of shift around a lot. That is not the case with these percale ones. But night one, it was just a very different, it was a change of pace. Sorry, my dishwasher is running in the background. They felt different from my bamboo sheets. And so I will say the first night, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about them. But I liked them enough to give them a couple more days. And as you can see, they are still on my bed. It has been a week. I am going to wash them again. But I gave them a couple more days. Night 2, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. I was adjusting to them and getting used to them. And then night 3, I have chronic dry eyes. My eyes are always kind of dry and kind of irritated. And when I went to the optometrist last time and asked him what I could do about it, he said, sleep with the fan off. And I live in the South, and that is simply not something that I want to do because it gets hot, like very hot. And we're still in early summer. It's been very rainy this year, but I know it's gonna get crazy. I know it's gonna get worse. But since night 2, I was able to even turn up my thermostat a degree or 2, which is a very big deal. If you live in a hot climate like I do, you know how big of a deal that is, especially on your energy bill. And so I was like, you know what? I've been sleeping real light. I've been feeling really cool at night. I'm gonna give it a try. And so I was very brave. I was very strong. I turned off my fan and I was able to sleep through the night, and I didn't break out in a sweat, which is rare because even when I have the AC and fan blasting, I am also just a sweaty sleeper. That's just how I am. I was just born like this. And so it was pretty amazing that I was able to sleep comfortably through a night with my fan off. Now, my fan is on right now. I turn my fan on immediately in the morning because it's still hot. But I think I could adjust. After night 3, I kept sleeping on them, and they have really grown on me. I've really come to appreciate them. The fabric, it just feels correct. I don't know how else to explain that. With some polyester and some microfiber sheets, Also, it needs to be said, I'm a very sensitive person when it comes to textures and fabrics. I'm very particular about, you know, the foods that I eat. I can't deal with some textures. It gives me the ick. Microfiber sheets creep me out. I don't know how else to put that. That is the honest truth. They creep me out. They make me feel like weird. And so I could not stand microfiber sheets. I can't do polyester. Polyester is evil to me. I've just always been that way. When I was little, if my socks were put on with the seam under my toes, I would scream and cry and throw a hissy fit. And my mom can attest to that. So I'm very sensitive to textures. And I think that when it comes to sleeping especially, everyone's gonna kind of have a different style and a different fabric that they're going to gravitate toward. So just keep that in mind when I'm sharing my experience. This is my personal experience. My partner actually ended up liking them as well. Of course, I now understand the hype. So Percale people, don't come for me. I get why you like them. I understand. It does feel like sleeping in hotel sheets, nice hotel sheets. And that is refreshing. I do wake up feeling refreshed. I do sleep through the night feeling very cool and not overheating, which is really good. And I think scientifically better for you at night. But yes, so they grew on me. Percale, as I've done more research, as I have come to find out that it is actually a thing and not just what Parachute chose to name this particular line of sheets, it's a high quality material that gets softer with every wash. It does not pill or wear down over time. I trust these sheets will last me a very long time, which I appreciate. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than just like a crisp white sheet. You know, there's just nothing better than it. So if you are into Percale, or you know, if you've heard of Percale and you're into a hotel sheet feeling, I can see this working out very well for you. I will be washing them and putting them back on my bed again. And I'm interested to see how I feel about the bamboo sheets after this experience. But super high quality sheet. They do come in a bunch of different colors. A lot of them are like kind of natural taupey colors. There's a shade called Agave that I think is stunning. It's kind of a tealish greenish color to me, from what I can tell. And some different grays. So you have a bunch of options when it comes to sheets. I love a white sheet. I think that it's classy. I think that it feels very refined and very grown up to me. But they do have a bunch of different colors to choose from if you are into that. They do also have a couple of different fibers for their sheets. There are brushed cotton. There are linen, love linen. Again, a crisp kind of feel to linen. And they have a sateen, which is supposed to be very good for your hair and skin. I haven't quite made the switch to a satin or silk pillowcase yet, but I know that it's supposed to be, as you can see, I have bleached hair that is a little damaged, and I do get the occasional pimple. So I'm interested in trying those out maybe, see what it does for my skin and hair. Oh, another thing, since they are cotton, they will not cause irritation for sensitive skin. I did not experience any extra breakouts or any extra pimples. Actually, I don't think I got a new pimple sleeping on these sheets in the past week. And yeah, they're just not irritating against your skin, which is really nice. I know a lot of my sensitive skin friends who will break out if they sleep on polyester or microfiber. Generally not microfiber, but polyester is awful and not breathable. And these cotton sheets are very breathable, as I've discussed. So, and then they have TENCEL, which I have heard about, but I've not tried. It's, I believe, a specific type of linen. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is a specific type of linen. and it's supposed to be super duper soft. I'm intrigued by those as well. Of course, the brushed cotton. So if you are not a percale girly yourself, they have options for everybody. Definitely check those out. I'm probably gonna check those out as well, just to see if I like them even better than these. I can only imagine with the quality of these, how high quality the other materials, especially the linen, the brushed cotton, would feel as well. So overall, I will say some pros: super lightweight, lightest weight sheets I've ever had on my bed, lightest weight sheets I've ever slept in. Woke up feeling very refreshed, no night sweats, was able to turn my fan off. Need I say more? And percale is a high quality weave that wears well with time and will only get softer as I use it. And I'm looking forward to that. Some cons would be, another pro is also the variety of colors that they come in. There really are, I wanna say 10 to 12 different colors that you can choose from. Cons, I would say they are not gonna be in everyone's price range. $259 for a sheet set is not something that every budget can really afford. So that is a con. Another con is that they do have, again, what I can only describe as a crisp, sort of starchy hotel sheet kind of feel to them, but there's a reason that they are so popular in hotels. And so that might not be for everyone. And I will say that if you are new to percale, then I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It just occurred to me that I could be pronouncing that wrong. But if you are not used to percale and you are used to a microfiber or a bamboo or a sateen, a silkier sheet, then these are going to be a change of pace for you. I will say that the breathability really defeats all the rest of the cons for me. Living in such a hot climate, the breathability is going to do a lot of heavy lifting. And again, just keep in mind, I'm a very sensitive gal. I am very particular about textures. I know that these sheets are going to be right up some of y'all's alley. And I've had a great time with them. I am gonna throw them in the washing machine probably tomorrow and put them right back on my bed. They have made me a sort of percale convert, if you will. I will still be switching it up because I do love my bamboo sheets, but the breathability with these is even better than the bamboo ones, I will say. But yeah, that's kind of what my opinions on this are. Again, it's just me. I am one person, and I've really come around to really enjoying them, and I'm looking forward to how well they wear over time. I will say my bamboo sheets have already gone through some wear and tear. I have a cat that likes to stretch and scritch in the morning, and she's gotten her little claws through those. In the past week, she has done her stretching and her scritching and has not done any damage to these. Time will tell, of course, but I can tell with how tight the weave is that I can't imagine they will go through too much wear and tear no matter how many times I wash them and dry them. And yeah, I love them. I think they're super breathable. They do have a crisp feel, which might not be for everyone, and that's okay. But personally, I am a fan. Let me know if you've used percale sheets, what you think. If you've tried other Parachute sheets, what you think. And yeah, have a good day. Thanks.